Hey,
How are you? Nice to meet
I'm
you.
great. Just a quick question. This is gonna be a written interview?
I don't know. How do you want it? You wanna?
Uh, if you want to have a video interview, I seriously gotta get a shower first.
Oh, okay. Well, I can wait if you want it. But if you
Yeah,
want to,
so
if
you
you
wanna
want
make
to,
a video?
if you want to make a written interview, I can send you the questions, so you can write it down.
It's your magazine. I don't care. You tell me.
We can make a quick video. You have to give another lesson right now.
No. But then I have to get clean first.
If you want, I can wait a few minutes if you want it.
Yeah, it'll probably take half an hour to be honest, because I have to dry my hair and stuff.
So I can say, if you want, I send you the questions so you can write it down, the answers.
Well, what's the format for your magazine? What do you usually do?
We do a writing interview.
Okay, so I can just answer you, and you can write, you can translate and write it.
That is what I'm going to do. I use your video, and then I write the questions.
Perfect. I thought okay, because I thought you were gonna use this video as a video interview.
No, I hear what you say to me, and then I copy.
Sweet. Okay, then my look doesn't matter.
No, doesn't matter at all.
Sweet. By the way, since the information leaked yesterday, I didn't know it was gonna leak yesterday. Can you ask me a question about this guitar, maybe, because it's my signature guitar?
Oh, perfect. You can talk to us
Yeah.
more about your gear.
Yeah. Sweet. Because I didn't know initially this was supposed to come out at NAMM, but yesterday some information leaked that I'm gonna have a signature model, so we might as well talk about it.
Oh, right. I can give that information.
Sweet.
Exclusive.
Cool. Let's get started.
You are going to be at NAMM this year.
Yes.
Oh, perfect. Well, can you talk us about this guitar?
Well, this is my new Ibanez signature model. It's called the MM1, and it's part of the new AZ series. So A with an AZ, from A to Z, basically enables you to play any kind of music. That's why they chose the name from A to Z.
Perfect.
And the AZ model is a new model they developed with the help of certain players. One of them was me, so I was approached 2 years ago by Ibanez, and they came to my home with a piece of wood and a map of hundreds of designs, and we were just brainstorming basically what could the body shape look like, what is a good neck profile, what options do we have for wood, what pickups should we use, etc. And I was just giving my input, and as time went by, they provided me with different stages of prototypes to check out, to give more input, and it slowly developed into the AZ series. And then I was approached, they asked me whether I wanted to have my own signature version of it, and I basically kept most of the features, as the guitar it's perfect, you know, but I gave it a bit of a different look. I chose a flame maple top in a very cool color, in this kind of blue greenish, and this guitar is the only one made out of mahogany.
Really nice.
All the other ones are made of alder, I think, and this one is mahogany maple top. And also I got a bit of different hardware because I like the aesthetics of the chrome and stuff like that. So
this guitar has?
Pickups, it's a newly designed Seymour Duncan, specifically for this guitar.
For your guitar, with your specifications.
Yeah, it's the entire AZ series has the same pickups, and they are made specifically for this body type, this wood combination, etc.
All right, perfect. Anything else that you want to talk us about the guitar?
Well, by the way, when is this interview coming out?
What? I don't hear you.
When will you release this? It kind of depends on when you release it, how much I can tell.
Depends. how much I spend transcribing all the questions.
Can we do it just, if you can release it at NAMM or after NAMM, we can talk about anything.
Oh, all right, perfect. When is going to be
But
NAMM
before
this
that,
year? When is going to be the NAMM this year?
25th January, I think.
I think I have all released for that date. All done. I can have the interview set.
Yeah, you just cannot release, if I talk about the tremolo and stuff, you just have to wait for NAMM to release it.
But there is no problem.
Yeah, you know, it's big company stuff, so.
Yes, I can understand everything there.
Yeah. So if you do it at NAMM or after NAMM, no problem. Then we can talk about everything.
Okay.
You okay with that?
Yes, perfect.
Sweet. Then let's talk about the tremolo. This is based on the Goto 510, but it has a variation. It has newly designed titanium saddles. So these are much more durable and much stronger material than usual Gotos.
Okay, perfect.
And also it has a different arm inlay, this tremolo, because you can basically use all the H0 Ibanez arms and fit them in here, and they lock in
perfectly.
And then you can adjust the tightness with this screw, so you can decide whether the arm should be loose or whether it should be tight. It's very cool, very functional, works perfectly, and the tremolo, as you can see, is recessed, so I can also pull up.
Yes, perfect.
Yeah, it's a very smart design guitar. It's got Goto locking tuners, bone nut, roasted maple neck.
Perfect.
Yeah, stainless steel frets.
The tremolo system is kind of like the JP Models Music Man has. That don't seem.
It's a vintage style tremolo, but much more heavy and durable, and combined with locking tuners. Yes.
Okay.
So you basically get the best out of both worlds. You can easily tune your guitar, but it stays in tune very well, and you can yank in both directions. So it's very cool. And also it has this little switch here. I cannot explain to you in detail what it does, but there will be a spec sheet. This basically rewires the entire guitar.
Oh, okay.
So it splits the coils, but it does more. It does so much more than that. It also puts some stuff in parallel. So basically, you get an entire new set of pickup combinations. So you get, like, instead of 5 pickup combinations, you get 10 pickup combinations.
Oh my God, that is awesome.
Mm-hmm. It's very cool. Yeah.
Perfect. Well,
extreme versatile instrument.
I released that information after NAMM, so there is no problem.
Cool. Very nice. Yeah.
We can start the interview talking about how you start in music, at which age you start playing the guitar. Do you consider yourself as a person with natural abilities for music, or do you have to work extra hard to reach that level that you currently have?
Yeah, let's start with that. I'm a late bloomer. I wasn't particularly talented as a kid or as a young man. Nowadays, I have a lot of students that at an early age are much better guitar players than me. Right now I'm teaching a 15-year-old, and he's much better than I was at 15. I'm teaching an 18-year-old. You can check him out on YouTube. We play together. He is 10 times better than I was at age 18. So
that guy is with you playing all the things you are.
That's the 18-year-old guy. Yeah.
I saw that video. He plays really great.
He's much better than I was at age 18. Much better.
Oh my God.
But I wasn't developing quickly and early on, and I didn't have any special talent for it, but I compensated for it. I really developed my playing skill from age 19 to 25, I would say. There's always, for my playing development, there's always been stages. Like, my first big improvement I got when I got into a band. The second big improvement I got when I got a really good guitar teacher.
Who was
And the
your
third,
first? Who is that guitar teacher that you are talking about?
no, when I first started guitar, I had very bad teachers. Yeah, and I still kept playing. So that's, yeah, I started guitar when I was in elementary school. Classical guitar, but with a very bad teacher. And only when I was, I would say, 12, 13, I got a really good teacher.
A really good teacher.
And then I went to conservatory for a couple of years. And that was the second stage where I improved a lot. Was in conservatory, age 14 to 18. And the next big development was in my first 2 years at college. And that was when I was 19 to 20. It was a very big push for me. And then
a lot about theory and guitar technique there.
Yeah, not technique, not so much. More about musicianship. The technique, I already had the technique.
You develop for yourself that aspect of your playing. Perfect.
Yes, and it was developed very highly at age 18 already.
Kind of like Troy Grady did it. He learned all by himself, watching videos, try to figure it out.
Yeah,
Stuff.
my teacher in conservatory gave me some foundations, but the high-tech stuff I'm doing now, I developed myself.
Oh my God.
And because you know, conservatories and music colleges don't focus on these things.
I was talking about that subject with Levi the other day, and we'll tell where that guitar technique is a gray area. Nobody gives you the fundamentals to learn how to play, to train the right hand.
They just give you exercises. They give you exercises, but they don't tell you how to hold the pick, how to move the hands, how the mechanics work. Nobody tells you just do this exercise slowly.
But
it's nonsense.
Some very ambiguous advice.
Yeah, it could mean anything. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Can you tell us how you joined to the roster of Jantrack Central guitar players?
Can I add one more thing to the previous question?
Uh-huh.
I was saying the biggest step in my development I took was after I graduated from college, and I started making my own album, and I started playing with very good players, international players.
Oh,
that was really the biggest step. That's when I think I went from average guitar player
to the level that you currently have.
Who am I to say something about it? But people being interested in what I'm doing.
I am a big fan of your playing. Since I saw you for the first time in 2010, I think, and I love your playing. I watch all your videos. I'm a big fan of yours.
Nice. That's very cool. Okay, we can get into the next question. That was Jantrack Central.
How you joined to Jantrack Central?
I was lucky. I was just doing videos on YouTube every once in a while. Nothing special back then. Nothing special. Just putting up the camera and playing a little bit. And I was lucky enough that somebody from Jantrack Central took note. And at the time, Jantrack Central was a very small business.
At the time.
They only had, well, that was in end of 2011, early 2012. They only had Guthrie Govan, Alex Hutchings, and Jack Tamarat, and a few other lesser-known guys, I think. And so they wanted to, at the time, they planned to relaunch the site with a much bigger artist roster and much heavier marketing and those type of things. And I was the first. I was lucky. I was drawn to be the first one to get a new product out at the time. It was early 2012. So they just approached me. They happened to stumble upon my videos and they liked what they saw. I was very lucky in that regard.
Are you currently developing some new material for Jantrack Central?
Yes, I'm writing a new masterclass. I did an improvisation masterclass last year.
Yes,
and
I saw that.
I'm writing part two currently.
All right, perfect.
Yeah, and I'm using all the stuff, all the knowledge I've gained from. I've been doing a lot of private teaching recently, which I haven't done in a while because I wanted to try out some of those new methods I developed.
I was
So,
I was gonna talk about your master classes
mhm.
later in the interview, but I wanna ask you if some of the insights that Troy Grady used to analyze his videos, do you use them to develop your master class?
Um, well, not specifically because my masterclass doesn't deal with technique, but generally, and this is even before I met Troy. Troy and I are like twins separated at birth. We have the same understanding of music. We have the same understanding of music learning and analysis. So even though he takes it to a much higher
A deeper research.
level with technology and the way he presents it, you know, I'm old school when it comes to I just read a book. But the way we acquire the knowledge and the way we research is very similar.
All right, perfect.
So yeah, so to be very analytical, to be very thorough, and yeah, to be very mind-oriented about it. And I'm not. When it comes to learning and teaching, I'm not intuitive. I'm not trying to be intuitive. I'm not trying to be artistic. In that case, I'm trying to be a scientist and figure something out. And Troy and I are very similar when it comes to that. Like the general mindset of being very analytical. That's something we have in common.
Because it's really nice to see someone that can explain the mechanics involved in improvisation and fretboard visualization and all that stuff.
Yes, and I never had somebody like that. That's why I wasn't a very good player when I was young.
Because nobody told you.
Because nobody taught me this.
You have to do
I
it
had
for
good
your own.
I had good teachers for fundamental stuff like theory, ear training, those types of things. He was a very good teacher, and this is not blaming my old teacher. This is just a matter of fact that nobody could teach this when I was young. There was nobody out there explaining these things in the world, basically.
Yes, I can understand because I have that same situation. I have to learn all by myself, searching the way in the internet. So guys like you playing, I can relate to that.
Yes, and so I had to figure it all out myself because I knew I was missing something. I remember sitting down in my first year in college in the cafeteria with another guitar player, and I remember telling him, and he was kind of giving me like this one. I was saying the way I see improvisation is I have a root note down here, and all those notes around it start to light up with numbers. I didn't know what page was, and I didn't know what I was doing in regards to how I could put it into words. But what I started to do back then was relate notes against root notes.
Perfect.
Functions. We call that functions. And this is something I started doing, but not specifically, and I was very unsure about it because, again, no person of authority told me to do it like that. So it took a long time to develop myself, and this is why it took me till my mid-20s to become a good player.
Hear you saying that is comforting for all of us that we're trying to play, improve, and such an advanced age. Talking about that, have you ever read the book Melodic Structures by Jerry Bergonzi? He talks about permutation and dividing the scaling theta chords to develop a great domain over the melodic choices over each chord.
Yeah, I mean, I practice all kinds of permutations. I practice chord tones, and I could do 1, 3, 5, 7 as a chord tone exercise over a jazz standard, but I might as well change that to 3, 1, 5, 7 or 5, 1, 7, 3. So I use those kind of permutations. I'm not sure what you mean about the tetrachords. So the first
He
part of
divides
the
the
scale
scales. For example, he plays first root, third, fifth, and seventh of the scale, and then he plays the other notes, fifths, 13.
Yeah, the upper structure.
Exactly. And that method helps me a lot to understand improvisation over chord changes, but more oriented in a jazz context.
Yeah, I do it slightly differently. When I'm done with chord tone 1, 3, 5, 7, I might pick a single chord tone. I go back. I only practice the thirds over every chord, and I only practice the sevenths over every chord, etc. And then I do the same with 2 notes, 3 notes, 4 notes, and so on. And then ultimately, I'll just pick any combinations of notes. So I could go 4, 2, 3, octave. 4, 2, 3, octave, and I do that over alternate. And so on. Pick a chord progression, do it over. So I take any combinations of notes and put them over a chord progression.
Have you ever applied that concept of permutation over the solos that you learn over the years?
You don't apply it. You don't apply it. You shouldn't apply it. You shouldn't. It's just fundamental skills you learn. Do you apply your technique? When you practice your chops, do you then apply your technique? It's something that just happens. You just
instinct.
You just
Instinctive.
use what you have. You don't sit down. I have to apply this now. When you learn a new word in a language, when you learn, I don't know, it's called trabajar. You don't put trabajar in every sentence.
Yes, I can understand that.
It's just that when the time comes to use it, you use it.
Perfect.
It's I call this a passive skill. Those chord tone exercises, I call them passive skills.
Okay.
It's more about the process than it is about the product. So by learning the chord tones and figuring out the neck, it will
You can target
influence.
some notes.
Yes, it will inform every decision you make on the fretboard in one way or another. So you don't have to actively engage that skill. You just practice and you let it sink in, and every decision you make will be influenced by that.
Later you can see what comes out from practice that principle.
Yes. But those exercises don't exist in music really. In practicing, we practice up and down scales and arpeggios. In music, that doesn't really, or very rarely exist.
Yes, I can understand that. Can be very mechanical.
That's the difference between practice and performance. And a guy who has been a very huge influence for me on this, especially in my teaching and understanding, is Jeff Berlin, the bass player. He talks about it a lot.
I met him when he comes to Latin America in 2013, and he talks about a lot of that stuff.
He's a very smart man,
Yes.
and I agree with 80 to 90% of what he says. I don't agree so much about it's not everything I agree with, but a lot of it I agree with.
For the most of his stuff, you are agreeing
Yes,
with
and
him.
I check out all of it, and even if I disagree, I still find it interesting what he has to say. That doesn't mean I have to agree, but I still find it interesting, and it still has an effect on what I do.
Oh, right, perfect. I have another question. I have watched all the video covers that you have uploaded through all the past year.
Mm-hmm.
Covering songs from Toto, Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin. And I must say that the plan and the video production are great. Can you tell us how do you came up with this idea? Which was the criteria to select the songs that were going to be played?
Oh yeah.
And there any plans to release original music with this lineup of musicians?
Well, I did I did a couple of when we started this. We started in in late 2016, and we started by playing mostly my original music.
All right.
It's the first session we did. It's called Off the Road at Off the Road Studios. That was mostly my original music, but we made like 2 covers.
Fresh
And one of the covers,
I think, right?
Hmm?
You were playing Fresh Ducks, your song.
Yeah, and all my other album tunes I was playing there.
Okay.
So, and but we recorded like 2 cover tunes, out of which one was Little Wing.
Little Wing
The
from
Hendrix.
Hendrix, yes.
So and that video just blew up like crazy. And we didn't expect that, because to be honest, we focused so much on my original stuff, and we just had like 1 hour left at the last day to record something, and I said, well, let's do Little Wing, something we all know. And that happened to become the biggest video of all, by far.
Of all the videos that you have released.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And at least on YouTube, yes. On YouTube, yes. On Facebook, there were a couple bigger ones, but yeah, on YouTube, that was the biggest one. So I thought, hey, let's get together, record a couple of covers, and the requirement we really have is that the music has to leave some room for interpretation.
For improvisation and spontaneity.
Yeah, and also just not necessarily improvisation, yes, but not necessarily, but just to play so we can play our own parts, you know.
Yes, I can understand.
Some people asked us to play Dream Theater and stuff, and I don't think, maybe one day just for fun it's going to happen, but I don't think it will happen because their music is way too composed. And
exactly, it's so much structured.
Yeah, and there's absolutely no freedom.
There is no much room for interpretation.
And I love that that's what I love about Dream Theater, but that's also what makes me not as interested in covering it.
And you have the shops to play that lines of John Petrucci lines.
I'm a huge Petrucci fan. I've been playing that stuff since my teens, so I would feel very comfortable doing that.
I saw your video where you're playing the Glass Prison alternate picking patterns. That is great. That sounds. I think that John Petrucci even can play that right now. I saw him playing with sweep picking, I think, and I watched
very hard.
And I watched your.
And it's not something he usually does. So his strength seems to be in the 3-note per string stuff, which he is insane at.
He's a monster playing that stuff.
But not so much the cross picking. That's more a Steve Morse thing.
You are a big fan of Steve Morse, of course.
Yes. The biggest.
Yes, he's great. I have watched Troy Gray videos where he analyzed your guitar technique, and I wonder if there was any point of your musical development that you felt like Troy when he was trying to reach out his goals. And what do you recommend for any aspiring musician that feels stuck and is trying to improve his technique, or maybe improvisational, compositional skills?
Yeah, well, I kind of touched on this subject earlier.
Yes, I do.
When I said nobody was teaching me how to visualize the fretboard, I was totally stuck. The problem with that, unlike technique, is you cannot copy it from watching videos. The concept of fretboard visualization is much more abstract than technique.
Yes, and that is
much more.
And makes it more difficult to study that particular area of music.
So with technique, I never felt that really. Until a few years ago, until like 3 years ago, with technique, it always came naturally to me. I was just playing stuff. The cross picking I developed when I was learning to do all the Steve Morse stuff. The term cross picking didn't exist, so I didn't know what it was. I saw that I changed my hand position to play it, and I did something different, but I could not explain what it was.
Yes, I remember that you saw the video with Troy that I didn't know I do that movement. You do it unconsciously.
Yes, the music guided me there. Because I chose to play so much Steve Morse stuff, my technique naturally developed towards that.
Yes, I can.
So right now I'm figuring out a few problems with my left hand. I always blamed my right hand for my problems, but 3 years ago I had an epiphany and I understood that most of my flaws come from too much tension in my left hand, and this is something I'm battling every day a little bit to get rid of.
But even if you have a great legato technique, because I heard you playing and it sounded smooth, perfect, very fluid.
Yeah, it's not as consistent. My left hand is also, I have some health issues in my left hand. I sometimes get the shakes, like a tremor. So it's not as consistent as my right hand.
All right, perfect. In July of the past year, you released a video titled Career, Motivation, and Struggle of Musician, block number 3, where you talk with Tom Quayle about subjects like procrastination, the value of time, and the obstacles and fears that most musicians face trying to make a career nowadays. I think this is the first time that I heard professional musicians talking about this subject. Do you have plans to make another video giving reflections about this topic? Can you give us a little insight on your mindset that can help those who want to make a better use of their time and make significant progress on their life?
I definitely want to do more of this, and also with different types of guests. I would love to have the same discussion with other people, because the conversation is going to take a completely different turn then.
Which musicians have you considered to invite to make this?
I haven't considered anybody, because I haven't been very active with the blog as of recent, but anybody who I respect, I would, also not guitar players. Jeff Berlin would be a great example to put on that blog to talk about those things.
Maybe you can send
anybody with something to say about it.
Maybe you can send him a message and tell him.
I might do that. Yeah, it's a great idea.
Yes, that would be perfect.
It would be very interesting to talk to him about this. What other advice I have?
Jeff,
create something that will last.
I very like that video that we're talking about. It's give me a chance to see how you guys that are real professional musicians are seeing the music scene right now, and I use that advice to better use my time. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's very interesting, because it's a very fine line. Because as a professional, you always have to, or at least that's how we're being raised, you always have to remain kind of non-emotional and non-personal. Like, nothing touches you, you don't have any problems. And we try to share some of that without trying to expose too many weaknesses, you know?
Yes, I can understand.
Yeah, so if we're all just a little bit more honest about how things are, I think anybody would benefit from that.
The aspiring musician can have a more clear path to where he goes if he wants to be a great musician and live in.
And also, I would be happy if informal tuition and academic tuition, this would be a bigger part, because it is none right now. I'm actually taking some of my students at college. I teach at Dresden College of Music. Karl Maria von Weber, that's the name of the college. I can send you a link. I'm mentoring some of them a little bit in their career, trying, why don't you make a video about this? Why don't you send this record to XYZ? Why don't you, etc. Why don't you make a tax return like this so you save some money? Those types of things.
Oh, perfect. That's great.
The type that nobody talks about, and it should be a part of music tuition, because basically you're being trained as a musician, then you're put out in the world with no idea what to do whatsoever.
Yes, I can understand that.
And a lot of careers fail not because of a lack of talent or skill, but because of a lack of...
The people don't know how to develop in a real music situation, in live situations.
Yeah, there's more that goes into being a musician than playing music.
Yes, there is a little part of music. One important, but there are other aspects of music.
Boring but important.
Yes. The other question, you are a great improviser, guitar virtuoso, and a great teacher. Proof of this are your several releases for Jantrax Central that cover subjects like hybrid picking and improvisation. Are there any plans to make a masterclass about songwriting or composition? How do you become proficient using this skill? I am sure that many people would love to hear you talking about song structures and being a creative musician as well.
I'm not an expert on that subject, to be honest. I'm not a professional composer, really. I write music that works for me.
Yes, but more focus on rock compositions.
Maybe I thought of this, but if I do that, it probably won't be in a masterclass format. Not in an academic format. If anything, I might do something for my blog where I kind of, a big part of what I'm doing every day is engineering, mixing, producing, those types of things. And mixing, producing, and composing, when I do it, is very much the same process.
All right. It takes you a lot of time and effort.
Yes, and it's also they're very much intertwined. There's no strong distinction. Where does composition start and where does production end? Those things, they go hand in hand with the way I work. And if anything, I will probably film some material of me sitting down and composing music and talking about it, or dissecting one of my songs, or showing you, hey, how do we go about mixing a track or producing a track or something like that. Maybe something like this. If there's the time. Right now there's too much on my plate to even think about. But yeah, if people are interested in that, they should let me know. Then I'll get to it.
Like you say right now, you are a busy guy right now. And how is it structured your practice routine currently? Now that you have many responsibilities, like recording for Jantrax Center or your guitar lesson. Is there anything in music that you are trying to master aside singing, because you now are singing as well? Maybe a new genre of new technique that you want to master it?
On guitar, it's mostly maintenance.
Yes.
And trying to get better at what I'm already doing.
How much time do you practice to maintain your shops?
I'm trying to do at least 2 hours a day.
Oh, right. That is a right amount of time.
And that's not really doing anything new. That's just maintenance.
Just practicing the basic stuff.
Over and over, the basic stuff. I practice basics all the time.
Are you currently...
A lot of technique practice and a lot of basic fundamental practice.
Oh, perfect.
Nothing crazy. So,
like, for example, polyrhythmic, progressive music, like...
I practice some polyrhythmic comping. It's like a group of 5 against half notes and stuff like that. That I practice. Or I make new chord melodies or solo arrangements, or I record a lot of music for myself and for others. So I'm on a guitar, and I teach a lot. So I'm on the guitar. I spend a lot of time with the guitar, but not necessarily discovering anything new. Mostly it's maintaining, and a lot of that is technique practice too. Maintaining technique takes a lot of time.
All right, perfect.
I really just at this point I'm happy with where I am artistically. I like how I sound, and I like the idea of what I'm trying to sound like. I have a very clear vision of where I want to be, which is what a lot of people don't have. But I have a very clear vision of where I want to be, and I just try to get better at what I'm already doing.
All right, perfect. You have the technique, you can improvise really well, you have a great sound. That is a lot of...
Yeah, but I want better technique and improvise better, and have better sound.
But I like your sound, it sounds really great. To finish this interview, because I assume that you have a lot of things to do right now.
That's okay. We're all right. Don't worry.
All right, perfect. Is there any? Can you talk about the plans that you have for this year that has begun, 2018?
Release this baby. This guitar has to get out there to the people.
That is going to be a big surprise for your fans.
Yeah, so I have to promote it very actively. Hopefully play a lot of clinics, demonstrate the power of this guitar.
You're going to make clinics in Europe or in the States as well?
Just planning at this stage.
All right.
We'll see. I hope all over the world, to be honest. I would love to do North America, South America, Asia.
I would love to see you here in South America. Have you ever come to South America? Or never?
Yeah, 2 years ago. 1.5 years ago.
Which country?
I've been mostly Central America. I've been to Costa Rica, I've been to the Dominican Republic, Guatemala, Nicaragua.
You have to come to
Chile. I haven't been so far. I haven't been further south.
Chile, Venezuela, Argentina, Brazil. That would be.
I would love. That is a big check I want to make on my list. Yes, definitely.
I would love to see you here. And maybe some touring plans.
No, as of now, well, for the clinics, yes, we're planning, but as with my band, no, because it's too much of a logistical nightmare.
Yes,
to myself, because we're all from different places. We're spread all over Germany, and we come together to just record stuff. So, and everybody has their own thing. Like the drummer is one of the most important drummers in Germany when it comes to the pop business.
He must be really busy working with other musicians.
So is the bass player, and the keyboard player is a family. It's very tough to do. And to be honest, we wouldn't know that enough people showed up to break even with the finances. So, as of now, we just try to do more stuff for everybody on an international platform to enjoy. And maybe one day, when things get really, really big, we can afford to tour.
Yes, I heard you the other time that you were saying that Steve Morse gave a masterclass in Germany, I think, and there were only 15 people there. And
free clinic.
A free clinic, yes.
Yeah.
And you were talking about the difficulties about being.
Where did you find that? Where did I say that?
Huh?
Where did I say that?
I was. Where do you say that? I was in one of your videos in YouTube. I was the other day. I don't remember the title of the video, but I heard you say that.
Yeah. It was a beautiful summer day. It was great weather. It was outside. There were sausages, barbecue, sausages and stuff. And it was a free clinic.
And nobody showed up.
People showed up.
And
this is a problem with society. This is a problem with Western society.
That can be maybe because people would like to see the free stuff in YouTube. Don't like.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
It's not the same. It's more. It's better when you can see the musician playing in front of you.
I like both. I like to make, like, the videos I make, especially the band stuff, is very hyper produced.
It's very playing with other people.
Very high quality, and that's great. And that's something that a live experience cannot give you, that type of level of production. But a live experience can give you something completely different. So I wouldn't see those two things as the same thing. They're very much a different thing. And both are great, and both are worth your time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Martin, we are really thankful that you gave us your time to talk about your personal career, music stuff. Anything else that you wanna say before leaving? Can you give us a quick hello for the people in Guitarlandia?
You're from Chile, right?
There are some people that live in Chile, but I live in Venezuela. There are people from different countries. You know what I mean?
So who do you want me to address?
Yes.
So who do you want me to address? Is it all over South America, your market, or?
Hello, you can say hello from the people of Guitarlandia. You can say that.
Guitarlandia. Okay.
Guitarlandia. It's spelled like that.
Hey people of Guitarlandia, it's Martin Miller. I'm very excited to be talking to you today. And I wish you a very, very pleasant 2018 with lots of music, lots of love. And please check out my new Ivan signature guitar. Learn as much as you can about music and enjoy life. And I hope to see you on the road in 2018.
Perfect. Really thank you, Martin.
Cool.
Martin, can I ask you another question? Do you have a free spot for guitar lessons, Skype lessons, or you don't give Skype lessons?
Yeah.
How much do you charge for lessons? Because I would love to see some lessons in the future.
I have two deals currently. I do 45-minute sets.
All right.
And if you book one 45-minute set, I charge 55 euros. And if you buy 4 at the same time, you can get them for 200.
Ah, it's perfect. $200. Euros. Ah, all right. Perfect.
It depends. The exchange rate is constantly changing. I just say euros, so I get a constant payment.
Okay.
No, independent of the exchange rate.
Right now I'm living in Venezuela, but I have plans to move out to another country. I'm trying to get my visa to go to the States, and when I get there, or Chile maybe, I would love to book some lessons with you in the future.
Sure.
Because here in Venezuela, I don't know if you have heard about the political situation that we had here.
I'm not following the news since half a year because I got so sick of it.
Yes.
So I don't even know the situation in my country, to be honest. We don't have a government since 3 months, and I'm not following it.
Oh my God. I didn't know.
Because we do have a government, but it's the old one, and the ones that got elected, they haven't formed a new government, so I'm not following that anymore. I'm sick of all of it.
The same old shitty stuff. Well, Martin, we are really thankful.
Cool.
See you guys.
I'll see you soon. Bye bye.
I will talk via Facebook. When I have the interview ready, I will send you the link.
Very nice.
Perfect.
I'm looking forward.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.